Hello, conscious co-creators, and welcome to this pick a card reading today. Our topic for this reading is mission complete, and we're going to be getting insight for you on what has completed in your life and then where to focus your energy now. And this reading includes a look at what you have completed and accomplished, what you have overcome, and that conclusion energy, and then an element that you can use to create from here forward, and how and where to focus your energy now, how to make the most of the new beginning that happens when you have a completion or conclusion energy, and of course, messages, insight, and direction for you. So as you can see, I do have all 4 of your card options and group options already laid out here. They are the 4 different elements that we'll be working with today. So for option number 1, we have Creator Earth. For option number 2, we have Creator Water. For option number 3, we have Creator Air. And for option number 4, we have Creator Fire. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you need to, ask your intuition, which one of these elements are you being called to? And once you have made your selection, you can head down to the description and click the timestamp next to the element that you've chosen, and that will send you right to your mission complete reading. Hello, Group 1, and welcome to your Mission Complete reading. If you are listening to this, you have chosen the first option, the Creator Earth energy. So we are going to be getting some insight for you and a look into what it is that you have concluded here successfully, completed a mission, and what you can do to focus your energy in a different place with the new beginning that happens. So every time that there is an ending, right, there is also a beginning. And so as much as we're going to get some info on what has been completed, we also want to look into how you can use this earth energy that you've chosen to move forward in the best possible way, having hit a marker of completion. It's really exciting when we clear something, or we feel fulfilled in something, or we complete something. But then it's like, what next? What now? And so that's why we're also going to take a look for you at how you can use earth energy, which is very grounding energy, to move forward in the best possible way, learning the next thing or accomplishing the next thing. Okay, so let's first take a look here at what it is that you have completed. Brown, wow, and look at this. You talk about earth energy, right? You have used this energy already. It looks like group number 1 for sure. You're getting the brown card and establish boundaries. So well done you. I'll just say that right off the bat. Group number 1. It's not always the easiest thing to learn how to create healthy boundaries and then keep them intact and keep them in place. So it looks like Spirit is applauding you for learning how to establish boundaries and keep them. Wonderful. Wonderful energy. Let's see what's connected to this. So it looks like you've gone from unimaginative energy, this is card number 38, to being able to be more inspired. I'm suspecting that you've used this beautiful earth energy already, like I said, clearly. Look at all this green. Growth is happening. And you may feel like this is just the beginning for you, and it is. It feels like this is a new way to exist, a new way to live, a new way to go about your world, for sure. And it definitely includes being open to new inspiration points. And they're saying that's because you have literally made space. So if you have been wondering, am I doing a good job at setting these boundaries? Has it been worth it? Should I keep working on this or keep these in place is a better way to say that. The answer to that, I would say, is yes, unless you want to kind of dull yourself down again or fill up all of your space, because it really does clutter your imaginative energy or your connection to spirit when you don't give yourself time for the things that you need to do. And wherever this is showing up in your life, which again, we're going to get some more info on that here, but wherever it is that you've been working on this or doing your best to, sometimes it's about saying no to things. Sometimes it's about just standing your ground. They said agreeing to disagree. Okay. Wherever it is that you've been working on that, I just want to say, well done. This is definitely not an easy thing to master. And something that people always deal with. This is a common thing. We're trying to figure out where it is that we can set our boundaries so that we feel good and we're also being able to give in a way that works. All right, let's take a look at this energy that's connected to this. Ace of Wands. So talk about being inspired again. The Six of Cups. And the Four of Wands. You have most certainly done this, set these boundaries up, and you have a system in place. It's like you've committed yourself to it. It looks like what they're saying here. I want to applaud you, group number one. Whatever you've been practicing, it's working. Keep doing what you're doing. It also doesn't feel very rigid. You can see Ace of Wands, Six of Cups, Four of Wands. What it is you've decided to go like, hey, I need room for the things that I'm inspired by, or I need room to be able to, again, you can see, look at her. She's totally open to calling in what feels good to her, creativity, imagination, her passions. And maybe you felt like there just wasn't any room for that in your life and you needed to work on how you could create space. Or like I said, maybe you're saying no to things so that you can say yes to you. Beautiful job. This Six of Cups tells me that you may have had to, really work on it, perhaps in your relationships or based on the behavior that was happening in the past. You were learning how to go like, I didn't really like that behavior. I don't really love how that turned out. I don't really love what was going on here or how it made me feel or the outcome of it. So I'm going to learn to take from the past what it is that really works for me and use that now to be able to establish and commit to, with this Four of Wands, commit to what does work for me, what does give me that space. So if you are feeling even more inspired, you're definitely growing something. This is a grounding energy. You're in it. You've completed it. That's what they're saying. It's like the mission that you have completed. Again, this is a pretty common thing that at some point or multiple points in people's lives, they go through this sense of needing to create time and space for themselves in a balanced and healthy way. And it's not always the easiest thing to master. So I'm really happy for you. The Four of Wands tells me that you're ready to commit to things that feel good to you. And you probably already have started doing that. And I think the point of understanding this for you, group number one, is realizing that it's okay. It's okay to have the boundaries. You've done a really good job at doing it. They don't need to be super controlling and rigid. You may have to keep, tabs on it and keep an eye on it. But if this is the thing that you've mastered, the mission that you have completed, you can move forward here with more space and time while giving in a way that works. And then you get a win-win energy. So again, I'm really happy for you. I think you're going to be able to have more time for things that are inspiring you. And you may have just felt called to do this for yourself. Again, based on what it is you were experiencing in the past. And it's just a really great decision. This card is a card of positive commitment. So it's like you committed to it, you did it, it's happening, it's growing. Well done. Really well done. Beautiful. Okay, so now with this earth energy that you've chosen, this is all about staying grounded, building from these boundaries, using the element of earth to grow something beautiful, to nourish yourself, to nourish your life, to nourish your spirit. It's also, the place where we walk, right? This has to do with your physical path and all things physical. So this could be, about your body, about your home, about your work life, whatever it is that you want to improve upon, keeping these boundaries in place and setting them up and completing this kind of mission first opens you up to sky's the limit. I mean, you may already be feeling it with these cards, but I think that, the push, whatever pushed you to do it, there's this feeling of being able to now be grounded in it and using the earth element in a really stable, secure, and prosperous way. So let's see what it is that we want to focus your energy now, how to make the most of the new beginning because you've completed this. So now you're working from this energy, and I can't think of a better energy to work from. A grounded, inspiring vibe. Let's see what you're working on next here. Okay, card number 44, which is a very stabilizing number, by the way, very protective and stabilizing number. The lavender card, connect to mind, body, and soul. Okay, so we're grounding here. We're using, again, what you have been able to establish. And what you're going to be able to do now is to incorporate the wholeness. That's what you're working on now. So you're taking the beautiful foundation that you've created and you're connecting all of the elements together. Really, that's what it looks like we're doing here. I mean, this is to do with your body, of course, but your mental state and your spirit and soul, your divinity. You may find yourself in, new practices that are connecting you. This is very grounding energy, I would say, right? Root chakra energy. This is very connective energy, crown chakra energy. It looks like because you have set up these boundaries, now you are able to work on your connection, your divine connection, your connection to your spirit and soul and divinity. Let's see what we have here. Oh, okay. You've got the fearful vibe going on. And this is card number 33. Wow, look at these numbers, double numbers. 33 and 44. That will help you understand not only that you have support and guidance from the high ups. This is like a master number that always tells me that there are masters at work. The enlightened ones are like coming forward to help you with this. And this always tells me that you're supported. This is like angelic support also, like high up on the totem pole when it comes to spirit team vibes. So you've got the masters and the angels just working with you to help you feel this connection. So whatever it is that you're fearing here, they will help you to, it's like sort of feel the fear and do it anyway, to look your fear in the face, all of those sayings that go along with fear. Whatever it is that you're nervous about or worried about, especially if it has to do with spiritual connection, divine connection, connecting all the elements of your life together, they're going to help you be brave here and to explore them more and to, you can even see, look at this purple just coming out of this figure. It's beautiful. Beautiful energy. I love this. You're learning how to be brave and to move forward. And it's because you've been able to master the boundary setting piece of this. Now you have space for you, to connect to you, to understand you better. Let's see exactly how it is that you can make the most of this new kind of mission you're on, or this new beginning energy. See what Spirit has to say about it here. We've got the Temperance energy, purple rug, more purple. You can see her one eye open there. Definitely yoga. So that's just a side note, but mind, body, spirit, yoga may be part of your practice and may be very helpful. The Seven of Wands. And the Eight of Swords. Okay. So yeah, there's some to overcome here. That's what it looks like. Okay, there's things to overcome, things to remember, things to learn about yourself now. Now that you've been able to create the time and space for it, now it's time to get to work on you, basically, being brave to overcome fearful thinking, fearful energy, fearful habits is what they're saying. Okay. So the Temperance energy is about keeping a balanced state, taking the middle road. So I would say right now, especially with Earth energy is like the slowest moving energy, right? It's very grounded. It's like the feeling of moving step by step, bit by bit. And that goes nicely along with a Temperance energy. A Temperance card is like taking the middle road, doing things in moderation, being able to stay balanced, taking things one step at a time, being open to trying new things. So it's like, yeah, you don't have to be brave all at once. You want to tap into the high level guides and the high level masters and the angel help that you have for sure as you move into this energy, while keeping your boundaries in place and staying very grounded. And then be open to trying new things. Like maybe if yoga is new for you just because she's in a yoga pose, I just am saying that, that could be a thing for you. If not, then being open to trying new things that help you feel more connected to your mind, body, and soul. The Seven of Wands and the Eight of Swords, these cards are interesting because Both of these are about understanding your truth and kind of holding your ground, using your experience to inform you in a positive way. So whatever fears that you're facing, whether it be from the external world, as you can see in the Seven of Wands, everybody's coming at her with their wands and she's just ready to fight them. If you have been working on, being defensive about things and needing to always feel like you are defending yourself, or that someone's going to be coming at you, or that someone's going to have something to say about it. This kind of lavender calming type of energy and connection that you're working on here is going to help you to understand the high expression of this beautiful card, which is, I am ready, based on my experience, to stand up for myself. And, if I have to, I'm ready to fight and defend myself. However, I know that for the most part and most of the time, that's probably not going to be needed. It may only be some sort of fear that I am grappling with in my mind because of my past experience or because of the way that I used to have my boundaries set up. But now I've got these things set well. I need to trust them. I need to be able to hold them and keep them. And that's what's going to allow me to overcome these fears, to be brave, and to move into a mental liberation. With the Eight of Swords, it's really about being tied up in your head and in your mind. As you can see, she has a blindfold on. She's tied up, and her broom and her hat are just sitting here, but nothing's actually harming her. Those swords are not touching her. If she wants to, she can just get up, put her hat on, get on her broom, and fly away. This is self-imposed restriction of the mind. So we're seeing that body, mind, and soul coming in a way that feels like, okay, now that I have these in place, I'm ready to deal with some of the things that have been popping up for me or that I've been conditioned by, and to recognize them as fearful thoughts or things that are holding me back that are just not true. And you have the wherewithal or the ability to stay grounded and be brave, to try new things, to stay in a peaceful and harmonious energy, to be open to what moderation feels like or what the middle road really feels like, and this connectivity energy. And I have to say, to be fully supported, by your team. This is not what I would call, your average spirit guide energy. You always have your guides available for you, always. Everybody always has their main guides. You've got guides working, but this is high level energy. I would look for master teachers popping up, look for the wisdom. Look for the support, feel the high level light beings coming in, ask for the angels to help you. Specifically, with whatever it is that you're working on. If you're working on positive thinking, you need Archangel Jophiel to help make everything more beautiful, including your mind. Whatever it is you're working on, it's like there is a master for that, there is an angel for that, and these are high-level guides that are here to help you adjust and feel more whole. This feels really cool, actually, because it's not rushed. It doesn't feel rushed to me. It feels like you can take your time in it. You can stay balanced. You may be skeptical with this one eye open, but as you move into this energy and you allow yourself to little by little, overcome these fears or uncover them as the illusions and the lies that they are, you are going to start to feel this wholeness come in, this connection, body, mind, and soul connection happening for you. And it wouldn't have been accessible, they're saying, without this first. So again, just well done, you, group number one. Well done. Yeah, you're going to be called on to be brave. And it might be just like a small little thing, right? Like, oh my gosh, this is way out of my comfort zone. I'm going to open up and try this thing. And, I'm nervous. And my mind is telling me I'm crazy or I should be nervous or scared. But really, it's about being brave enough to realize on the other end of that, it's success. You feel more connected to yourself. Maybe you learn something about yourself that's really valuable that you can take with you. Ooh, okay, thank you. Okay, so let's get some messages for you now. First, inflow with money. Ooh, okay. Earth energy is usually connected to the suit of pentacles. You don't have any pentacles that showed up here. So interesting that they're giving you this card now, in flow with money. So the boundaries that you've set up are now going to put you in a different flow where you can trust a bit, maybe come out of some fear. So they're highlighting finances here with the earth energy. So more stability, more protected. Maybe you're able to save better. You're learning how to exist in the land of that physical tool that we have of money and to let it flow instead of being in such a nervous place with it. It's like this connection, or the fears that are going on, this connection is going to help you be in a different kind of flow with your finances. Really cool. I mean, another wonderful outcome of setting up and establishing these boundaries. Ooh, and you are magic. Card number one, group number one. They just want to make sure you know that. And look at all that purple. Maybe you're going to be realizing through this process moving forward that you've been the magic all along. You've had the magic all along. I love that so much. Yeah. The connectivity, learning how to use your magic, realizing, the kind of power that you possess. Okay, final message for you now, group number one. They're saying the ability to manifest as a whole being with the boundaries, because you're covering the whole spectrum now, right? Like you're grounded and then you're going to be connected. Yeah. This is the formula for getting really clear guidance, for being able to lead a guided life, to be in the flow, to remember your greatness, to be led. It really is the formula. If you're like only connected but not grounded, you can feel really floaty. If you're only grounded but you're not able to connect, then you can feel really like heavy, And so here you've got the grounding energy down and you're going to be working on the connection. You may start to kind of awaken a magic within you that what I want to say is forgot about, but that you didn't even realize you had. Okay, final message for you now, group number one. Citrine, bring in the light. Of course, if you do have a citrine and you feel called to use it, by all means, this is a beautiful manifestation stone for sure. Also, it is a connectivity stone. Look at that. Bring in it's pointing right to the money card. So I would say the citrine has something to do with your financial flow. Okay, but this card brings in a vibrant energy no matter what you're doing. It's a very connected stone, and of course the divine light. You're going to be working with literally the divine light here. So yeah, bring in the light, group number one. I have to say again, well done you. Completing and establishing beautiful boundaries. I'm very excited for you to move forward with this high level guidance and working your magic in a brand new way. I hope that this serves you, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your Mission Complete reading. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the second card option, the Creator Water card. So water is the element that is connected to, flow, your emotions, your heart center. And so I'm wondering what it is that you have completed here. We're going to find out a bit of information about, yes, what you've been able to accomplish or complete. And then how it is you were able to do that, which is very exciting. And then we're going to see where it is you're meant to focus this beautiful element energy for the new beginning that comes, of course, automatically when there is, an ending, right? When there is an ending, there is also a beginning. So that's why they're having me look into both for you. It's like, great, I've accomplished this. I've made it to this marker, what now? What now? And so we're going to get some messages, insight, and direction for you to help you move forward into the where do I focus now energy. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Wow. Definitely looking for a specific card. There it is. Thank you. Okay. So first we'll take a look at what you have accomplished. What is this mission that you have completed? Enjoy clear hearing and mauve. Ooh, so you've been either working on your senses or specifically your communication through your inner ear and throat energy. this feels like I want to catapult into the next level for sure. So I would say for you, there's a feeling of just better communication in general. Yeah, it's like the ability to listen, active listening. If you've been working on that, this is verification for you. Active listening, and also if you're noticing clairaudience in your life and you have been working on getting more clear messages from spirit, that's what this would connect to as well. But overall, I feel like it's this, yeah, it's like a catapulting or an opening up of whatever's coming next. It's like you had to hit this first. You had to be able to establish this first. And then, you can move to the next thing, which is always how it is. We're always like hitting these markers, right? Let's see what's connected and then see what else they have to say. Wow. Okay. Unimaginative to inspired. Group number 1 also got this card, but we're a very different energy. This to me says that it's been wonderful for you to kind of open up the channel to listen and perceiving things differently, to being able to hear whether or not it's spirit or just the people around you. And when I say listening or clear hearing, I don't just mean listening, what you're hearing, but it's like being able to see beyond the surface, being able to look at the nuances of things, being able to notice, the subtleties of the world. And here you may have been kind of like, they're saying the word, dull, D-U-L-L, dull. It might have felt very dull or unimaginative. And now what you've done is opened up like a whole new world of inspiration by, it's just a shift in perspective that I think you've been able to accomplish here, just by opening up the channel. So if you've been working on that, this is verification for you. Some of this feels a bit empathetic to me because you've chosen the water energy, working on empathy or being empathetic, like putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. So if you've been doing that, then this is, again, spirit going, well done. They just said, this makes a good human, which is not untrue. Not exactly the way I would say it, but okay. This makes a good human. And also hearing your own voice of your soul, listening to yourself, observing your environment, hearing what people are saying, being a better communicator. It's, I think, sparks some inspiration where there may have been dull energy before. Let's see how you did this. 5 of Swords, yeah. Okay. So out of, confusion, fighting, distress comes inspiration. This card and this card, yes. And being able to use this. So you've figured out how to use the tools that you have at your disposal. You figured out where to place your attention, especially around things that were bothering you, causing you conflict, especially in your mind. So becoming more open-minded, listening better. Dealing with conflict in a better way. So like when things would happen, perhaps maybe you would get really, either you'd pull back, right? Get really dull, you stop listening, you kind of shell up, or you get really angry, really stressed out, really worried. So it's like from this space of mental conflict, you can see like what happened? This didn't go right. She's really upset. She's not happy. This one's like in a wondering, inspiring kind of like, I wonder what went wrong here. They're all kind of like, God, this isn't going the way we thought it would. So from the energy of like a distressful energy or conflicting energy, you were inspired to kind of open up and go, what tools do we have to actually work with right now? What is it that we can use to be able to get inspired again or open up the channel? Or again, I feel like it's like if you were fighting with certain people or having, oftentimes this will show up as conflicting conversations, like verbal fights or not understanding somebody and they don't understand me, and that feeling, it inspired you to be able to go like, what tools do I need in order to be able to be a better listener, be a better communicator. What can I do? What can I use to do that? And it looks like you have completed this here. So well done, you, group number 2, being able to use the tools of observation, of active listening, listening to the voice of your soul, listening to your spirit team if you're working on that. It probably has sparked this like, oh, this can like be done differently. Making sure that you're observing someone else's feelings, their body language, what they're saying without saying it. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, let's see with your creator water energy. We're working with our emotions. So I think that overall it feels like you've come out of the conflict and you're feeling a bit better. Like, yes, feeling more inspired with an Ace of Wands, maybe feeling more creative. It's like it opened up a different world. Like that's why I keep feeling this opening. With the creator water energy, you're going to be using your ability to feel to move forward. So let's see what we have, what we're going to be working on, and where to focus your energy now. Oh, fabulous. These are fabulous feelings, right? Rejoice and laugh. Card number 20 with the apricot. So yes, stepping into a more joyful energy, a lighter energy, figuring out now, after coming from this conflict, kind of like opening your channel up, inducing, they just said, inducing a new perspective, using these tools. Now we're getting into better feeling energy, and that's the new mission. This is what we're looking to create in your life. Yeah, it's like a better feeling existence is kind of what it feels like to me. Group number 2. Apricot, rejoice and laugh. Everything feels a bit lighter. It feels a bit more free. Perhaps this is like not what you're used to, like maybe you didn't grow up that way, or you didn't give yourself permission often to get into those cool feelings, or you always feel like when I use my emotions, I have to be compassionate, empathetic, all these things that can be good, but also can be very heavy. Or maybe you're like, there's always, something that is heavy or needing to be managed. Or when you think about feeling, it's always like the hard and arduous, or the sad and depressing, right? Or the dull, right? Feeling low. In this case now, because you have opened yourself up to this and you have these tools at hand and you're feeling a bit more inspired. Talk about inspiration. Look at this card. This is like a fiery color, right? Now, your new mission is to figure out how to get into a high vibe and stay there through joy, essentially, rejoice and laughter. Let's see what we have here. So disbelief. Again, it's like, I don't know if this is actually available to me. I mean, I've never lived in that space for very long, or, everybody's felt usually moments of joy, or they've had a good laugh. And, of course, there's a spectrum of emotions. And I'm not saying that you're never going to feel sad again or feel depressed again, but it looks like what you're now working on is coming out of a belief system that was put in place, perhaps. Maybe you've been also observing how other people live their life, or how other people experience this energy on the regular, most of the time. Because here you can see we're working on disbelief and moving into acceptance. And look at all that orange. It's accepting that you can feel happy, joyful, that it's okay for you to laugh. It's okay for you to have fun. It's okay for you to be playful. So this is really fun energy. Who knew, right? Who knew that kind of resolving conflict and allowing yourself to use the tools to be in an observer state, or be more empathetic, listening to spirit, better communication. I mean, of course, right? Better communication leads to the new mission of getting into a better feeling most of the time. I mean, that's what you're doing, is accepting that I can be joyful. I don't have to stay in this energy or have this amount of life. Or maybe you have been in a belief system that tells you, oh, I'm just the one who this, or I can't do this, or yeah, that's just how it is. Sometimes, thank you, yes, they just said re-identification, Jodie. So this is re-identifying yourself is what they're saying now. It's again, I keep feeling something opened up with this completion that's now allowing you to believe in something different. And even group 2, if it's just the start of it, Like, I wonder if, right, even if it's just that little open doorway, like follow that, right? I wonder if I could feel happy every single day or most of the day. I wonder if I can experience serendipity or joy, etc. It's like a new lifestyle. It feels like to me, group two, that people may have identified you in a certain way. And so you kind of just like accepted that as who you are and what like, and if that is who you are, then, you know, if this is who I am, then this is what is available to me. These are the spectrum of emotions that I feel or am in most of the time. This is where I vibrate most of the time. And what Spirit is saying is we're shifting a belief here into accepting a new way of being and feeling most of the time. Like you get to re-identify yourself however it is that you feel you want to. Let's see what we have for guidance. Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity. Okay, wonderful. Definitely a new start. Four of Wands, lovely. And the Four of Pentacles, so double fours. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Yeah. This is definitely a new beginning for you, obviously. You got the ace here and you got an ace here. I'm starting to get really excited for you as I'm touching the cards because, you know, it just feels like this is a new path of your life that you get to explore now. And the Four of Wands is a card of really positive and celebratory commitments. So as you start to learn how to exist and accept this kind of energy into your life, this rejoice and laugh energy into your life, I think that the commitments that you're making or that the opportunities that are made available to you are going to be that much more joyful. They're going to be, it's like overwhelming positive emotion. This card is the marriage card. This card is the card of positive long-term commitment. So it's like you may have new people popping up, opportunities to be around different communities, work opportunities perhaps. You know, this just feels like a brand new start or a different kind of life, a different kind of path. And, you know, they were talking about re-identifying yourself. So, you know, do some inventory, you know, look into how it is that you feel about how you feel maybe you've been labeled, right, by your family or your friends or just your upbringing and what you're saying to yourself, like, oh, I'm the depressed one, or I'm the sad one, or I'm the one who's always late. You know, if there are things that are not working for you, then Spirit's saying identify yourself with the things that bring you joy, right? Like, I'm the one who always, you know, brings a balloon. I don't know, whatever. You know, picture yourself in that space and then make the commitment to share that, to show up as that. So yeah, I feel like this is a brand new path that you are embarking upon. And it may be kind of weird, like surreal feeling sometimes because you're working on the disbelief, right? You're trying to move into acceptance from disbelief. So it's like, I don't even know if this is available to me. You know what I mean? Like, are people this like happy? Do they laugh every day? Well, some people do. Some people do. And maybe you're meant to gauge where you want to be on the spectrum of joy and laughter and happiness, you know, and love, or yeah, and how you want to accept yourself now. So, brand new path for you. New positive commitments are going to be made. So be open to those, because if it feels like a yes to your soul and you're just like, I can't believe this is like a thing, believe it. Move into that acceptance as quickly as you can. Even using the tool of radical acceptance may be helpful. I don't know if you're already using that here with this mission that you were on, but because you have it here and it's just very positive feeling energy, you're going to be like in the vortex of positivity. So the sooner you can move into radically accepting yourself or, you know, whatever's happening around you, the easier it's going to be for you to make positive feeling choices that bring positive feelings. And then with this Four of Pentacles, okay, this tells me that it's part of the disbelief. This card is a very grounding and stabilizing card. You've got 2 fours and an ace. So it's like a new path that's going to create stability for you. That's going to create security for you. This often has to do with, like finances or your physical self, but I feel like it's just a new stable path that is showing up where, again, it doesn't feel like I'm yo-yoing back and forth all the time. Maybe you experienced your emotions as always kind of on a roller coaster, or you didn't know how you were feeling about it or why you were feeling about it, and ups and downs, etc. This is a much more stable energy that is like directed because there's an intention here, I'm going to focus on making decisions and thinking thoughts that make me feel joyful and that are happy, that are funny, is really a light energy. And I think that it might have been very heavy and difficult before. And because you've allowed yourself to open up, now this is what we're working on. Beautiful, joyful commitments and creating stability in your life so that you can keep feeling this over and over again. Again, I am not saying that you might not be nervous or you might not be in disbelief sometimes or you might not be, sad sometimes. You're a human, so you're going to have a range of emotion. However, I think what they're talking about is working on the majority energy intentionally, essentially getting into a vortex of joy, being like happy, being happy. Yeah, I just said it again, being happy, feeling really stable in who you are and saying yes to things that bring you joy. It almost feels like a new life, kind of. Like you said, if you have been held back by certain, labels, guess what? Rip the label off. You can do whatever you want, Put a new joyful, label on. Joyful and happy. And say yes to the things that bring that more of that into your life. Say yes to the relationships and people that bring more of that into your life. And again, I know you may be struggling with some like, oh my God, eye roll, like disbelief. Like that's not really even possible. But I think for you it is actually. I think for you, this is a new setup. They're trying to get you into a new setup. And of course it may take some time, but I say take it. Be patient with yourself. Acceptance isn't always the easiest thing to master, Often we want to change things or our mind wants it to be different. So be patient with yourself as you're moving through it. But I would say if there's an opportunity for you to rejoice and laugh, are you going to just say no to that, From a little like what? Disbelief or skepticism? I hope not. Let's get some more messages for you now. We're going to start with this one here. In flow with money. Wow. The first group got both of these cards here like this. Just working with a different element and completing a different thing and moving on to a different thing. But wow. So this is going to open a channel for your finances. Maybe before that's what you were worrying about or struggling with. Also, it's like a flow. The way you feel about money may change. You may feel more joyful about money. You may feel like it's more of they're saying like more of a game than a struggle, right? So it's like your perspective is shifting to one of a higher vibration, and that allows something different into your life, something more positive. Befriend the word polarize. This is what they were talking about, re-identifying yourself and like noticing like opposite ends of the spectrum can give you information, right? So this is about exploring yourself, exploring this energy, exploring this feeling, and asking yourself, where do I fit in here? And choosing intentionally how it is that you want to reside, in what vibration you want to reside in. If you listen to Abraham Hicks, they're going to call that like a vortex. What vortex of frequency do I want to vibrate in most of the time? And then, or snap back to, they're saying. This is like really noticing the spectrum that is available. Okay, and where do you fall on that? In order to give yourself information, right? Like, because it goes from like shame to like pure elation and enlightenment, the emotional spectrum. right? Goes from like lowest vibrating emotion is like shame. If you look that up, you'll find it. The emotional, what is it called, Spirit? It's like the emotional frequency. I don't remember. Something to that effect. Anyways, it shows you like the lowest frequency that you can be vibrating at feeling wise, right? Because you're working with and noticing mostly your emotions because you're working with water. And then you want to get like, you don't want to try to jump all the way to joy or love or laughter if you're way down at shame, but assessing yourself as to where you are on the spectrum of emotions, and then trying to get one up or maybe two up, being very patient with yourself, accepting where you are and accepting and hoping that, you can make a commitment to get a little bit further up that line, up that slider, if you will. Ultimately, with the intention and the goal of feeling happy, feeling joyful, being able to laugh, maybe not taking your life so seriously. Maybe you've been really bogged down by burdensome energy and, life. Life is hard. Life can be definitely burdensome, heavy, difficult. And now they're moving you into, the spirit of laughter, it just feels like it's a whole different kind of, it like feels way lighter, and it's all about how it feels for you, group 2. So yeah, it's very important for you to recognize where you are on the spectrum, and whatever it is that concerns your financial situation or how you think or feel about money, I would definitely be looking into that as well as you're getting into the accepting that it's possible for you to be happy, joyful and light. Okay, final message for you now, group number 2. Celestite. Soothe your soul. Yeah, I have a feeling that, so this is a really calming energy. Yeah. I mean, it's the perfect color for what you've chosen. Water may be really soothing for your emotions as well. I'll just say that. They're telling you that it's going to be a process, but you're going to get to a place where you feel calmer, or, that you have the ability to kind of ground yourself and feel really good about what's to come and what's happening right now. A soothing feeling, they're saying. Yeah, a soothing feeling. I love that. So group number 2, do the best that you can to move. I feel like it's not a fast movement, it's a flow, right? You're flowing and it might come back and then you're flowing, It's that feeling of like a journey, right? Or the tide is what they want me to say. Okay. The feeling of the tide coming in, the tide going out. So you're not mad at the tide, right? You don't get angry because the tide comes in and out. So trust yourself to flow and feel in order to provide yourself with more information about what it is that you're meant to accept. And if this feels good to you, right, then explore it, because I think that spirit is really looking for you to be able to understand that it is available to you to operate in a joyful and happy space, feeling center, vortex, more than just a little bit of the time. So I hope that these messages served you today, group number 2. It was my pleasure to read for you, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your Mission Complete reading. If you are listening to this, you have chosen the 3rd option, Creator Air. So you're working with the element of air here, which is all about, of course, communication, insight, your throat chakra, truth, clarity, etc. Very exciting. So we are going to take a look at what you have completed here, or what has come to a close or has conclusion energy for you. And then we're going to look at the beginning that comes simultaneously, really, with an ending. So every time something closes out in your life, or you complete something, or you hit a divine marker, there is a new beginning that is happening at the same time. So we're going to look at how it is that you have gotten to this conclusion, and then where it is that you're being guided to focus your energy from here on out, using, of course, that element that you have chosen, air there. All right, so let's take a look first at the mission that you have completed. Ooh, Scarlet. Attract success. Wonderful. This is like grounding energy, definitely root chakra. You can see the red. And we've got a vortex vibe. So you must be in a vortex of success right now. So there's your applause. Well done. And of course, this is an interesting mission to complete because success, of course, is different for everybody. There are many, many ways to feel successful, be successful. I mean, really, you're looking for the feeling of success. So maybe you have uncovered that for yourself and Spirit saying like, oh, they figured it out. Group 3 has figured out how it is that they feel successful. So this is a really actually important mission to complete or marker to hit on your life's journey. Because if you don't know what's going to actually make you feel successful, you can be kind of drawn down different paths or be distracted by things that other people may find equals success to them. But uncovering it and discovering it for yourself is huge. Let's see what this is. Okay, moving from unaware energy into insightful energy. And look at that red. Yeah, like it's like you have mastered what it means to be successful and what success means to you. I mean, very good, very cool. It's like, so how did you get there? That's what I want to know first. How did you get into this beautiful vortex of success? Because obviously this insight energy working with air, I mean, it's just going to give you more and more information and divine insight, intuitive insight on how it is that you can continue to work from that success point or attract even more success into your life. So I want to know how it is you were able to overcome the challenge. What led you to opening up this vortex of success, really? Beautiful. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. And the Hermit. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I would say that there either was an opportunity that was presented to you or there was something that you truly did desire or want and you allowed yourself to follow your heart and you went within and kind of tuned out what other people, again, it's like you had a realization of some sort that there is a other way for you or there is a certain path that you want to be on. And this Knight of Cups is, all he does is move. He's literally being led by his cup full of love. So it's like he only follows his heart. So you realized, obviously, group number 3, that what's within you and what your heart's true desire is what's going to provide you with that feeling of success. And then, of course, it's going to attract even more success into your life. The Hermit energy is a card of solitude. You can see she's kind of resting and being one with herself, alone here by the fire. But it also provides this inner wisdom, right? The Hermit really tunes out the outside world. So again, other people's versions of success, other people's ideas, how they feel successful, what markers they need to hit, what they need to do, how they think about success is definitely very different from your own. And this tells me that you have tapped into your inner insight. You followed your heart. You took the opportunity to follow your heart, listen within, and you've reignited that within yourself. Right? This is not about listening to anybody else's opinions or ideas about what success means to you or how to attract success into your life. This feels very, what's the word, Spirit? Like grounding, yes, but sure. It feels sure. Like I know who I am. I know what it is that I want. And I know what it is that makes me feel like a success in my life. It could be in your day-to-day experience, okay? And because you have the insight card, you've gone from unaware to aware of the insight within you and the insight, hopefully, that you're channeling in from spirit, or maybe that's what we're working on next. It feels like you're trusting yourself more. There's a surety energy to you. Hitting this kind of marker is amazing because you only attract more of what it is that makes you feel good or what makes you feel successful. More insight on it, more information, more things to work with, listening to yourself, listening to your heart, and moving forward. It feels freeing because you're so sure. So that's amazing. I mean, this is one of the big ones that, people are definitely trying to navigate. So for you, group number 3, I'm excited because you are in the vortex of success, and then it looks like you're just open for even more insight and clarity and truth because you are working with the air element. So we're looking for more clearly establishing how we can think differently or what we can do to stay in this kind of a vortex. I think you've hit the nail on the head, they're saying. You've figured it out, so where do we go from here? Where are you meant to focus your energy now? Let's take a look at that. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Green, revitalize your nervous system. So this is like paying attention to the responses around perhaps figuring out how to attract success. And like I said, you're going to be definitely getting clarity, truth, energy, communicating with your spirit team for sure, accessing even more insight around how to perhaps be successful around doing this. Revitalizing your nervous system tells me that maybe it is out of balance for some reason. So maybe we're focusing now on the heart chakra. This feels very rooted. This feels very heart-centered. Also, your body's response to things. Ashamed and proud. Oh, and look at that heart. Talk about heart-centered energy. Oh, wow. Okay, this is lovely. Okay. I'm feeling... Okay, yeah, thank you. So I'm feeling the external world needing to be dealt with here, where this really feels like you've mastered your internal world. So you have some understanding of yourself, you have some knowing happening, you understand your heart, you may understand yourself just a bit better, but there are maybe repercussions from the past that are still like working on your nervous system, or more predominantly, the energy feels like there's stuff that it might be people or, your certain circumstances. So like where you live or your working situation or certain relationships in your life or, certain schedules or the way that you've been doing something. And it just feels like the external influence is, infiltrating your energy or what it is that you know to be true. So I just want you to know, group 3, you have hit this marker. You have completed this mission. And so remembering that's going to be very important to keep listening to yourself, because it seems here that right now we're working on moving into the energy of working on how to exist in and around the physical, external world. There's things that can affect you everywhere, right? There's technology. So even if you are in your home, there's still things from the external world that can affect your nervous system or make you feel ashamed or make you feel less than, unworthy, etc. And instead, what we're working on is revitalizing your nervous system, feeling healthy and grounded. You can see, look at the energy of this card. And feeling very proud. It's all heart-centered energy. So you've got to use the element of air and this open insight that you've been able to tap into for yourself to now kind of that's what it feels like, facing the things that are going on outside of you. And lots of those things, if not all of them, you probably do not have control over. And so this may be a bit of a learning curve, Everybody's nodding. Everybody in spirit is nodding as I'm saying that, group 3. So you got to be patient with yourself. Remember that you're in this beautiful vortex and you have this insight now, and you're working with the element of air. So if you need or want clarity or information or insight or the truth, asking for the truth. It's available to you. And this is going to put you in a position of being much more heart-centered, much more proud, and I think more calm. Your body is going to respond accordingly. But I feel as though you can't kind of ignore that. Because you've mastered this, now we're moving into handling. I want to say like handling, dealing with, learning how to manage the external influences on you. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, the Death card. And look at, can you see the rope here? It's like just about ready to break. The Two of Cups. Lovely. And the Devil energy. Yeah, so this may be to do with a relationship. I'll just say that right off the bat because we do have the Two of Cups, which is a reciprocity of the heart, giving and receiving. You can see they're enjoying a nice dinner by the water on the beach or a glass of wine. Okay. But we do have two major arcana cards that show us that this may be a bit of, again, a learning curve. They want me to say it that way specifically for you, group 3, a learning curve. So the Death card is, neither of these are bad cards, and that's important to know. And as I said, this may concern a relationship because I'm talking about external circumstances, and we have the Two of Cups. So it may be to do with a romantic relationship or somebody that you love kind of coming in and making you maybe feel ashamed or lighting up your nervous system in a way that's not really working for you. And so at this point, you're looking to get insight and information and clarity around how to handle that. And it will require you to change or go through some sort of transition, or death is going to happen. And by death, I mean transition, something ending similar to this and something beginning. So, holding tight to your insight and your value and this energy of success for you and holding on to, it's almost like like what you value. Understanding that was really important to have first so that you can move through this transition. And what I feel is like sever ties if need be, right? Like whether that's in a relationship or again, just in your regular daily experience, if you're doing things, or like if you're always on technology, maybe you have a relationship with your phone or your television or your iPad or something that isn't healthy for you. And there's a transition that needs to happen where you're severing the tie or shifting the way that you use that external tool, right? It's going to be important for you to realize that there are going to be here distractions in this transition, that the nervous system takes time to heal and to be revitalized. Remember, your goal is to get to a place where you no longer feel this energy, this shame or this low frequency, or you're lost in old habits when it comes to existing as a part of the physical world. Yeah, I really feel like it's been difficult sometimes to manage the external onslaught sometimes of energy, right? Maybe it's like the noises or the way somebody speaks to you or your workload or the schedule that you're keeping or how much sleep you're getting and, et cetera, et cetera. So again, what I would say here is the way to move forward is to keep as open of a channel as you can. Make sure that you're leaving time and space in your regular schedule to do the good things that helped you hit this marker of attracting success. It's like keep those in place, whether that's meditating or making time to listen to your heart and listen to what your soul is saying and listen to who you truly are. Because here you're moving into a transitional time where you're going to have a metamorphosis going on. And some of that may be, stopping certain things or turning over certain things. The Devil card, again, Death and Devil cards, they're not bad cards. They just inform you, right, of what this is going to entail or what this includes. The Devil energy, so transition, metamorphosis, death and rebirth, same thing, right? Completion, new beginning, same thing. So you're walking into another transition here. And with the devil energy, this is a card of, you can see in the card, it's actually a funny depiction of it, the guy in the cape with the spiky devil tail is offering these two kids who are just minding their own business on a bench some money, some ice cream. It's like temptation, distraction, old habits, old cycles, the things that make you feel good in the moment but then kill your nervous system in the long term. These kinds of things are the things that you're going to be transitioning out of in order to be able to revitalize your nervous system. And if you are wondering if you can do this, the answer to that is yes. If you are wondering if you are going to be proud of yourself, of course, the answer is yes. We're working to a heart-centered feeling of, wow, I did it. I feel so much better. I feel so much healthier. I was able to cut ties with those old habits, those old narratives, those old temptations, the old distractions, the things that were bringing me down. And I'm able to now, I think you're going to be able to have different kinds of relationships in your life, or you're going to be choosing specifically, more specifically at least, the people that you want to commune with and exchange energy with to make sure that it is reciprocal, that you are not giving, and then feeling completely ashamed or feeling completely overwhelmed and your nervous system is taking a beating and then you got to come back to this and only focus here for a while. I feel like now we've figured this out, so now we're going to figure this out. It's like now you're going to live through this and figure out how to get through the transition of allowing the release or being conscious about the things that are not good for your nervous system and choosing something different instead. And I don't think that this is going to move super slow, and I don't think it's going to move super fast. I feel like it's about trusting, and then the nuggets are going to be given to you, group 3. That's what this feels like. You're working with air, which means if you stay connected and you ask for the help, again, you're going to be given the insight or the piece of information that you need to be able to go, you know what? No, instead, I'm not going to choose the ice cream cone. Instead, I'm going to go and get a salad. I don't know, whatever. Or I'm going to eat what I brought. That's what they're saying. She has a backpack under there, and instead she's going to go, nah, I'm good. That ice cream, it makes me feel really wired, and then I have to take a nap. And I've learned that. I'm good. I brought something that is really delicious. It's not about depriving yourself, It feels like you're going to learn even more about yourself. You've already learned this internally. Now we look at the outside world and go, okay, how can I better handle this so that I feel good instead of feeling so out of control, like I don't have the ability to change this, to move through this, or to handle this. Now I'm making really good choices. I surround myself with people who feel really good to me, or I, put good things into my body, or, I don't spend money in a certain way anymore. I have a structure where I have a budget, and that makes me feel really good. It keeps me calm. It makes my whole nervous system just relax and feel vibrant. And it just feels like you're not the only one who's going to be really proud of you. And it may take, especially if you have things that are already kind of in a cycle in your life, it may take a while for somebody else to recognize that these changes are positive, that these changes are good, that these are improving, not only your life, but perhaps their life as well. So don't bank on somebody else giving you validation for going through this transition or making these kinds of changes or saying no to that thing or putting your phone in another room while you sleep or whatever it is that you're going to be doing. It feels like if they judge you, Spirit's kind of saying, don't take it personal. They're not going to get it until it's in motion. And they see the outcome of it, they're not going to understand it. If you're always yelling at somebody or being really stressed out or on edge, and you start making changes that put you in a more calm state on the regular, they're not going to notice those changes until they've taken effect for a bit. And they're like, you're not as on edge anymore. What's going on, you know? And you're like, well, I've been doing this thing. Like, so the pride may happen from the external a little bit later. So don't, like I said, don't count on that, or don't look or expect external validation. Validate yourself. Know that this is what is good for you right now, and know that you have the insight and connection to your spirit team to be able to guide you in a way that really works for you. Like, I feel like with these heavy hitters and what you've got here, it's like, you can do this, you know. You have the power to do this now, and you don't have to be ashamed by it at all. And if you're working through that, you know, that's okay. That's what we do here on the physical plane as human beings. We work through things to, yeah, they said to bring yourself back. I love it. It's such a cool opportunity that you have here. It feels like a knowing, right? It feels like inside yourself, you know that you can do these things. And I think you just had to hit this first, that complete this first. And now you're in a spot where you're going to be able to kind of, it's like having the strength or having the inner knowing to be able to bank on fully, having the belief in yourself to be able to work from. You need that first before you can go ahead and do this thing. And now you're here, group 3. It's wonderful. Okay, let's get some more messages for you. Accept and receive. Boom. Exactly. You're here. Accept that and then open up to receive. Especially, look, I'm putting this on the insight and the air together. Accept and receive the insights. Accept and receive the shift or the change. Let's see what else we have. Feed your artist. Ooh, I love this. That's a side note, which is nice. It's a 28-10-1, and this is card 11, and I'm placing it here as well. So I feel like, you know, if you need to work out some of the lower vibrating emotions, art or creativity may be helpful for you to do that. Not only that, but you may be very proud of what you create, right? Or it may help to actually revitalize your nervous system or bring you back into a more balanced or calm state. It also may very well help you through the transition, you know. Or like, it's something that you choose to do instead. I love this. Accept and receive. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And this group is definitely in a, I am an open channel land with your spirit team, you know? Okay, final message for you now. Group number 3. We have the Jade. Be the bigger person. Okay. You know what that means? Look at, if you have a jade stone, you want to use a jade stone, I think it's going to be very helpful for you to kind of overcome some, again, of what I'm picking up as external conditions. You know, it's like the outside world. It's one thing to be good within yourself, but you live in the physical world, and there are other people and circumstances and things that happen and mistakes and, you know, just the world at large, the world at large. Unexpected happenings, and, you know, the list goes on and on. And so I think that what they're saying here is take the high road. Remember what you have accomplished here. This is not a small feat. Remember what success means and feels like to you. You're working from that place. Accept and receive, open up and receive that insight, and take the high road here. Like they were saying, don't look for external validation from people who don't understand what it is that you're going through. Somebody wants to throw daggers your way or throw, you know, rude statements or judgments towards you. What they're telling you, final message to remember, is rise up, stay high, vibe high. They might not get it. They don't have to get it. You know, it has no bearing on your transition and your ability to shift old, cumbersome cycles, is how they're saying it, and heal yourself, unless you let that come in. So it may be a bit of a practice or a consciousness energy that you're going to need to pay attention to be the bigger person. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but you can do it now. Group 3, you're a powerful being who knows what success means to you. And now it's about accepting and receiving it and doing the work to heal and transition into this beautiful being that, you know, emanates love, and what? And the pride, yes. And I'm not talking about pride in a bad way, right? I'm talking about like, wow, I did that. Like, I put the work in, I focused, I'm conscious, I understand what success means to me, and I healed myself so that I can exist within and without, in a beautiful and abundant way. So I hope that this serves you. Group number 3, it was my pleasure to read for you, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 4, and welcome to your Mission Complete reading. If you are listening to this, then you have chosen the 4th card option here, Creator Fire. And they're singing some Elvis song as I was prepping for your reading with this, touching this card. Of course, fire is all about inspiration, passion, excitement, charisma, creativity, etc. So very interesting that you have chosen this group. We're going to see not only what it is that you have been able to accomplish or complete here, what marker you have hit. We're going to look at how it is that you were able to do that, and then see how we're going to be using this element of fire. Okay, it's like an Elvis song. Like, I'm going to set my soul on fire, I think is, I can't sing it. I don't know the lyrics. It's just playing over and over and over. Thank you. Okay, well, maybe you want to listen to that song, find that song. I don't know, that's funny. Anyway, we're going to look at what you've completed, how you've been able to do that. And then, of course, with every completion or ending, there is like a new beginning that happens simultaneously. So we are going to take a look at what it is that you're walking into or going to be working with next, and how it is that you can make the most of the new beginning. Thank you. Especially with this inspiring, lit up, sparky kind of energy, right? Okay, let's see what you have completed first. Wow, gray. Learn to scan your body. So you're more in touch with your body, the messages of your body. Maybe you're listening to your body better. Maybe you figured out, the language, thank you, of your body. Scanning your body is about, energetically taking a moment to scan your physical self and then notice what is being communicated to you through that, or any pain points and things like that. Let me see what's connected here. Oh, coming from inert energy into completely motivated. So something's gone on with a physical shift here with you, group number 4. Amazing. So maybe something happened where you felt like it was important for you to now focus your attention on your body in a different way. They're saying you've completed this and it's actually sparked your motivation, perhaps your motivation for life even, or the way that you live your life. Yeah, it's like inspired and motivated you to move forward. Lovely. Okay. I'm going to see a little bit about how it is you've been able to actually master this mission. We have 8 of Pentacles, a lot of hard work. Okay. 9 of Swords. And the Knight of Wands. There's that fire movement, motivated with fire for sure. That's the Knight of Fire there. So it looks like what you did was either you learned about your body, maybe you mastered something. An 8 of Pentacles is about, you can see she's like making a potion. She has all of her little ingredients out and she's figuring out and doing the work to figure out exactly the right, potion, if you will. So I think that this is to do with a lot of hard work, because that's what they said first the minute that I flipped it over. Like maybe there's a new regiment that you're in and you've really been it's like you knew you had to do it and then you did it. You've gotten into it. You've mastered what it is that you need. You know all the tools that you need. This feels like something like I am on a different eating regimen, or I've hired a trainer, or I, do certain testing, and then I make sure that I have all the ingredients that I need in order to be able to keep my body in a healthy, grounded, with this gray, motivated place. And I listen to my body. This Nine of Swords is often a card of mental stress and worry. So maybe you've healed your sleeping patterns, or maybe you weren't getting very good sleep at all, and you knew that you couldn't deal with it anymore, so you did something about it. The Knight of Wands just tells me that you moved on it, you committed to it, you were inspired to do it, and you did it. And now you're in a space of motivation, which is wonderful. I wonder if there is some fear here that, like, if you stop, then you're, then all is lost, or you'll never get it back, or, I wonder. Is going to be very interesting, because this is a wonderful point of mastery for your physical being, right? Staying motivated and being inspired and being able to do the work and getting your body into a good cycle, releasing the stressors, releasing the mental stress, especially, and the worry. I'm interested to see where they're leading you, because you have mastered this. So now you're in a motivated, fired up kind of state. You did what you have to do. You knew how to move it forward. You know what inspiration feels like, right? You know what inspiration and hard work comboed feels like, and now you're in a good place physically. So let's see how we're using this passion, fiery energy to move you forward. What's next? Wow, look at this. Interesting. So we are on this line. We are on this track. I felt that, like, if I stop doing this is something, okay, so be persistent. Persistence is an interesting energy, but this is that, it was like a fear feeling that I was picking up, and this is it. Here we go. It's attached to this. Okay, silver and persistence. It's taking what you have learned and being motivated by now, and using that energy to stand and carry on. They're saying carry on persistently. Without, I'm picking up this scarcity energy, group 4. I'm picking up a scarcity energy. It's like, well, if I don't do it for a day, then, everything's going to be all like, it's like a scarcity or control energy that's coming in. So I think what we're trying to master is persistence with balance, not overdoing it, or leaning into like a underlying fear that says, if I don't stay motivated, if I don't have this fire in me every day, if I don't stay inspired, if I don't stay persistent, then, it's all going to fall apart, and I'm going to be unwell, or I'm going to lose everything I learned and I worked so hard for. It feels like I'm in scarcity energy. And I think that persistence is not that. Persistence in its highest degree is not that. Persistence is a grounded energy. It's a connected energy. It's not overdoing or underdoing. It's very balanced. Let's see what we have connected. Okay, going from ungrateful to thankful. So this is gratitude energy. Okay, the first thing I'm going to say is maybe you need a gratitude practice. And can we just look at this card? Sorry, I digress. Look at the water and the fire in balance, right? That's what's happening. This is too much fire is no bueno. Yeah, exactly, Spirit. It's not a good thing. The persistence is the combination of both in a way that works. It's a balanced energy. And I think that's what you're going to be mastering here. It's like you've proven to yourself and everyone in Spirit that you could do it. And now you are motivated and you're working off that fire energy. But if you don't couple that with something that can temper that, or enough rest, or the right things, like if you overdo it, you can easily get into a space where you are, for instance, exhausted. Or if you you stop doing it, then you can get really down on yourself. And it's all about using gratitude. Let me listen here. Yeah, see, it feels very scattered, this side, where this side feels very balanced. You can see, like, put together. I would highly suggest that you start a gratitude practice if you don't already have one, just to keep you like in a grounded state moving forward. Because I think that this is going to be very, I don't want to say easy, but group number 4, you feel like the type of person that can get carried away. I don't mean that in a rude way, I mean that in a great way. Like, it's wonderful to get carried away with things, but not forever, because it really upsets the equilibrium, right? And that's the opposite of what persistent energy is. There's also a piece of that needs to take into consideration listening to your body in a way that works for your body, or listening to your emotions or your thoughts, and not just pushing through something all the time. It just feels like we're going to be uncovering certain things about the way, it almost feels like perfectionism, or it's like ultra motivation, and then you connect that to your worth. And because you've been able to do this here, it can be, we're moving into a tricky time where you could easily get carried away with it one way or carried away with it the other way. And what Spirit's saying is you are going to be mastering the art of using your fire in a persistent way. It's like a slow burn, as opposed to, I'm gonna pour lighter fluid on it, then let it go out, then pour lighter fluid on it, then let it go out. That's the difference. It's a slow burn. That's a good way to say it. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's see what kind of guidance they're giving you to be able to step into this beautiful, thankful, persistent energy, persistent gratitude. You're just going to have, mastering this is putting it out there, but then what's going to happen is the reciprocity of that energy is going to just deliver it to you on a persistent basis as well. So then you won't have these worries about it, like that scarcity fear energy that I was feeling. Okay, let's see what the tarot say. 10 of Pentacles, lovely. Wonderful. 2 of Swords. The Emperor, yes. Okay, so group 4, by the way, that's the 4th card. Group 4, you have got this. You can do this. This may actually be healing for you. Especially if in the past you were really pressured by like a family member or a societal group, like a friend group or just society in general, let's say. If you were really pressured to be a certain way, act a certain way, look a certain way, show up in a certain way, give, keep going, keep doing, etc. If that was happening, now you are claiming your power with this energy. And I have no doubt now that you're going to be able to do that. I think that you're going to be in a state where you are going to need to actively and consciously make the decision to stay balanced, because you're in this place of like, woo, let's go, let's get it, let's do it, which is wonderful. I don't want you to lose that. You're coming from a motivated, quick moving, fiery energy, and that's beautiful. But remember what they said, whatever it is that you've shifted or changed, there has to be room for your whole life, not just this one thing, right? So whether that is, again, a new diet or working or, I don't know, it could be anything, your art, whatever it is, relationship, there has to be room for all of the things. And so they're just guiding you so that you don't get completely carried away with one thing and become unbalanced, right? And these cards tell me that you have everything that you need to be able to master this, that you aren't going to do that. The energy says that as long as you make choices that feel aligned with your intuition and you're conscious, you're going to be able to set up a system that really works for you, I love it. And I think you're going to be just in full gratitude mode, which is awesome. So the 10 of Pentacles is a really abundant card. It's an extreme of abundance. It's like abundance everywhere, everything being taken care of. It's an abundance of money, finances, physical health and wealth, etc. Very good card to have here. So persistent wealth, persistent health, persistent abundance, prosperity. The Two of Swords is the trick to getting these in a high expression, right? The Two of Swords is going to be your trick here. This focusing on staying conscious of the Two of Swords energy, which I'll get to in a minute, but just let me move through this Emperor. The Emperor is a really beautiful grounding energy as well. He is the father of the major arcana, and he takes care of things. He is in control of his life. He's in control of his empire. He is protective. He has beautiful boundaries, he is not going to be imbalanced. He's not going to be unfair. He's like, this is how it is because this is what's best for everyone. Okay, that's it. Those are the rules, and they're fair rules. What we don't want is to get this energy in low expression, because if you do that, then you're going to be on a power trip or too controlling, and needing to have it all the time, like the abundant energy, or the opposite of that, which is I have control over nothing and I feel like I'm in lack all the time and I'm out of control. I don't think that that's what's going to happen at all for you, Group 4. I feel like you are totally kind of set up now, completed this. Now we're set up for this prosperous, abundant, really powerful grounding, setting you up for long-term energy. So the Two of Swords is the trick. The Two of Swords is a card of decision, right? It's a card of indecision, really. But it's a card of making decisions from a place of intuition. You can see that she is blindfolded throwing these swords here at a bullseye. And did she hit the bullseye? Yes, she did. That's you, Group 4, right? You have the ability to hit the bullseye here, to do this, and to be really grateful. It's like living in a life of gratitude that just continues over and over again. But the key is, with a Two of Swords, it's conscious decision-making from an intuitive and inspired place. So you're using your fire to light you up as opposed to burn you down, right? As opposed to overcome you. It's the energy of tapping into your intuition and knowing what's inspiring you, and then knowing when it's burning too hard or too bright or too hot, and to pull it back. Make the decision consciously to go, oof, I'm tired today. I'm just going to do some stretching, or I'm just going to put my work email on, off. I'm just going to Netflix and chill. I'm just going to eat really well today, but, whatever it is, okay? I'm going to go to bed early. It's the feeling of knowing yourself even better to set up this beautiful, persistent, abundant, protected, secure, stable kind of vibe, and continuing to make decisions because you're checking in with your intuition every step of the way, getting to know yourself even better. You created this wonderful foundation in hitting this marker where you're learning about your body specifically and feeling really good about it. And now it's time to shift that into something where you're trusting your intuition while you're creating. It could be the body that you want or the life that you want, really. And I think as long as you stay conscious of your decisions and own your fire in a way that is balanced, watch when it's about to go out, you need to tend to it. Or if it's burning too brightly, you need to dim it down a bit. That's what's going to allow you to make the best decisions here and actually create this beautiful, abundant gratitude kind of energy that really does have these cards, they have a lasting effect. That's what it feels like. This is longer term energy. But they're warning you very clearly, it could easily burn out. It could easily burn out, or it could easily overcome you. Yeah, they're like, it's official, you've been warned. Okay, let's get some more messages for you now, Group 4. Cut the cords of doubt. Boom, time to fly. Maybe in the past you were nervous about what I'm talking about. I don't know if I can control myself, or I don't know how to pull it back. But I think because you've mastered this now, you're at a place where you're moving into this energy, which means you can master it, and it's going to feel good, and it's going to feel abundant, and you are going to be in control of your own life and your own schedule and your own body and your own finances and your own, existence, really. The edge of evolution feels messy. Okay, that's a nod, and it's a 44. So This is a 4 card too. That's why I'm placing it here, next to this. It's like as you are figuring out exactly how you want things and learning where your boundaries are, learning about even more about yourself, you're in the middle of evolving, and sometimes it can be kind of messy. So give yourself the breaks that you need to. I mean, being patient with yourself as you're exploring your fire and how to keep it burning and how to feel good in that space and how to, relieve yourself of doubt and step into gratitude. Yeah. It might be a little messy sometimes, and they're just reminding you, you're evolving here, group 4, and it might be a little messy, and that's okay. Life is beautifully messy sometimes. Okay, final message for you now, group number 4. Let's see what we have here. This too. Oh, that was a nod. 2 cards for you guys. Interesting. Chrysocolla and start fresh. Interesting. Okay. Cut the cords of doubt and start fresh. Where do you want this? Here, 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 here. Okay. Cut the cords of doubt and start fresh. And the soda light, speak your truth. Interesting. So maybe the fresh new start is about honoring your own truth, allowing yourself to go like, I don't have to go this hard, or I don't have to be working today. Yeah, it's like, what is the actual truth? It is, yeah, it's something different for you, and that's okay. Again, the edge of evolution may feel a bit messy, but this is a fresh new start, and you have everything that you need to be able to do that. That's why they're telling you, don't doubt yourself. You've got this. It's just, you need to be honest with yourself, and that will allow you to hone this beautiful fire that you have within you in a way that really works for you and brings lots of abundance and this feeling, like I said, of beautiful, grateful persistence that has long-term effects, stability that has long-term effects, and like sets up your foundation for the future. So I hope that this serves you, group number 4. It was my absolute pleasure to read for you today, and I will see you in the next reading.